South or Las Vegas Boulevard. Which hotel is he in?
Where's my book?
Oh, okay. We did find CCTV.
You in? Missed you last night.
It's a relief.
Last night?
Yeah.
What was last night?
I invited you to come to something.
Oh, yeah. That was one of my reports. ENAC report.
Vegas?
Looks like Channing is.
Okay. Lucky.
All ready?
Hey.
Ready?
Ready?
Ready? All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to convene this meeting of the West Valley Water District Board of Directors. It is 6 o'clock in the PM on Thursday, June 6th. We will start with the roll call of members.
Good evening, Board of Directors. Director Garcia will not be joining us today as she is out of town. And Director Hawkins mentioned he would be joining us remotely, so he might be joining us on Zoom sometime soon, hopefully. Director Moore,
Present.
Director Hawkins, oh, I just mentioned, Vice President Jenkins,
Present.
and President Young.
Present.
Thank you.
All right, we have a quorum. So now I believe we need to approve Director Hawkins, or do we wait till he gets on?
Well, he's just is he going to join? Oh, yes, he's already on the agenda.
Yeah.
So we don't have to accept that.
Okay.
But you're right. As he comes on, we can go through the recitation of making sure he's here,
Okay.
heard us, we hear him, things of that nature.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we'll start with our Pledge of Allegiance. Dan, would you lead us in the pledge?
Sure. Please place your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, and for our opening invocation, we're joined tonight by Pastor Townsend. Pastor Townsend, if you would please.
Very good. Can we hear each other?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Just like to, first of all, just say congratulations and happy Father's Day in advance to all of those fathers and father figures, and most of you, and just have a glorious, glorious Father's Day. Let us pray. Father God, thank you so much. Just participate in the West Valley Water District a meeting, Father, and we just ask that you continue to be in the midst of that you be the foundation of every decision that is made, Father, that everything will go peaceful, everything will go as planned, Father, as you would have it to go, Father, for the betterment of our community. And we thank you for each and every director, all of those that are participating in this meeting, Father. Give them strength physically, mentally, and most of all, spiritually, Father, in all the things that they do. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, thank you so much, Pastor. All right, so next up we'll do public participation for closed session items.
Members of the public may participate and give public comment in one of four ways. In person at West Valley Water District Administrative Boardroom, located in person at 855 West Baseline Road, by filling out a public comment card. Via telephone by calling the phone number 888-475-4499, access code 840-293-7790. Via Zoom, access code 840-293-7790, or via email at administration@wvwd.org.
Okay. Have we received any requests for participation?
None. Are there any on Zoom?
All right. If there's anyone who'd like to address the body on a closed session item, now is the time. Please indicate. All right. So we'll go ahead and close public participation, and we will adjourn into closed session. Thank you. mean, it's just the three of us. Okay. Okay. Everybody ready? All right, we're back from closed session. We'll have report out from closed session.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. The board met in closed session on the first item regarding labor negotiations under 54957.6 of the government code. There was no reportable action. The second item was not brought up during the closed session. And if I may, at this point, I just wanted to mention for the record that Director Hawkins is participating from a remote location that is listed on the agenda. And we would only ask Director Hawkins, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you.
And with that, just note that all votes will be by roll call for the rest of the meeting. Thank you, Mr. President.
All right, thank you. All right, so board, we have an agenda before us. If there's no objections or subtractions, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
I motion that we adopt the agenda as presented to us.
Okay, I have a first. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, and no discussion, so go ahead and call the roll.
Director Hawkins,
Yes.
Director Moore,
Yes.
Vice President Jenkins,
Yes.
President Young.
Yes.
Motion passes 401.
All right, so to public participation.
Once again, members of the public may participate and give public comment in one of four ways: in person at West Valley Water District Boardroom located at 855 West Baseline Road in Rialto; via telephone by calling the following phone number: 888-475-4499, access code 840-293-7790; via Zoom with that same access code 840-293-7790, or via email at administration@wvwd.org.
All right, I see we have June Hayes, but before I get to her, did we receive any emailed public participation?
No, we did not.
Okay. All right, well, June, floor is yours, ma'am.
Oh, good. I need you for a little floor space. I don't know if you have heard, but we have lost one of our water people, David Raley, who was on Water Conservation District, died over the weekend. I don't know when the memorial and stuff is, but I just thought as fellow water people, we needed to keep up.
Well, thank you for letting us know.
Sorry for your district's loss.
No, the Water Conservation District is a separate district.
That's correct.
Yeah, it's a separate district. I think former mayor of Rialto is on that water board, if I recall correctly.
Yes.
All right. Yes.
Again, thank you for letting us know, June. Are there any other members of the public who would like to address the body? If so, please raise your hand, unmute yourself, or wave a flag. Yep. Seeing no one else, we'll go ahead and close public participation, and that'll take us to presentations. Socorro with a check.
Big check. Oh, yeah.
Falling apart. Good evening, President Young and members of the board directors. West Valley Water District is excited to announce the winners for its first ever scholarship contest. West Valley Water District Scholarship Contest is open to all high school seniors who live or go to to schools in West Valley Water District service area with a 2.5 GPA or higher, and who are planning to attend a 2-year, 4-year, or vocational trade school within the next school year. We ask students to submit an essay prompt or video prompt in regards to Making Conservation in California a Way of Life legislation, explaining the process, importance of water retailers and community members working together in providing examples of how individuals and families can take accountability for the water used at home. So today I'm excited to present two of our winners, Juliana Valencia and Carlos Zatorre. Now if we can have the board of directors come down the dais and we can take a few photos and say a few words. And our next winner is Juliana Valencia. The same chat.
One of these parents want to say, "We got the check."
We can get another one done.
So just want to just say congratulations, and we wish you well on your scholastic endeavors, and thank you for being a part of this first run of our scholarship. But we're very excited to hear about how you do. So congratulations, gentlemen. You have anything?
I want to say congratulations to the winners of the funds, but more importantly, thank you, parents. You parents you should be very proud of your children, and though this may be only the stepping stone, they have obviously a bright future ahead of them, and we look forward to hearing something back, maybe a couple years from now.
Yes, hats off to you. It's refreshing to see you guys so engaged, and your commitment to excellence and time and sacrifice, and the cohesiveness with the parents to make sure these things are getting done. So hats off to you. It's good to see. What schools are represented? What schools are this?
Can I have my students come up really fast? I'm just gonna have them kind of.
Yeah, great.
Graduate from where are you going?
I graduated from Rialto High School, and I plan on attending Riverside City College this coming fall. From there, I plan on transferring to UC San Diego.
Great.
Hi, I graduated from Los Osos High School, and I plan on attending Chaffey Community College for 2 years and then transfer out to a university.
What's your major at Chaffey?
Early elementary education.
Okay. Great.
Nice. Great. Thank you so much. Channing, you want to say any words? I know what the Photoshop you in the picture.
We can do that this day and age. But congratulations, students. Congratulations to the parents. I'm glad you all put yourself out there for our inaugural scholarship. We hope you keep setting the mark for not only yourselves and your families, but your peers. And thank you very much for doing and what you're going to do in the future to impact and improve our community.
All right. Well, again, thank you so much, and I wish you well on your educational journey, and hope that you'll remember a little bit about what you wrote in your essay and share that with people who you meet in school and why conservation is so critical for us here in California. So thank you very much. Anything else, Socorro, or was that it? Okay. All right, so we will move on to the consent calendar. So board, we have 7 items on the consent calendar this evening. If there's no items that anyone wants removed, I'll entertain a motion to adopt.
Make a motion that we adopt the consent calendar.
And I second that motion.
All right, we have a first and a second. If there's no discussion, go ahead.
Director Hawkins?
Yes.
Director Moore?
Yes.
Vice President Jenkins?
Yes.
President Young?
Yes.
Motion passes 401.
Excuse me. All right, so now that takes us to business items. We have one business item this evening on the climate resilience bond, which I'm guessing is probably also Socorro.
Yeah, Socorro's back to
Sorry.
speak to us about our current legislative platform and a proposed climate resilience bond seeking our support. Socorro.
Good evening, President Young, members of the board. The California legislature is currently considering placing a general obligation bond measure on the November 2024 ballot to fund investments that will support California's climate resilience, including infrastructure investments in water and drought preparedness, wildfire protection and forest resiliency, coastal resiliency, and other natural resources issues. The Association of California Water Agencies, ACWA, is urging members to join its coalition and contact local legislators in support of a climate resilience bond measure that would include a $5.75 billion investment in water infrastructure. As you see, there's a list of where the funds would go in this bond. For the bond to be on the November ballot, discussions need to be placed now in June. There's a deadline end of June. So we are asking the board to direct staff to join ACWA's coalition and then contact local legislators in support of the climate resilience bond for the significant funding for water infrastructure.
Okay.
Are there any questions?
Any questions?
No questions. Very well done.
So, because this is an action item, and in order to have documentation in the minutes, we would recommend a motion in support. Is that correct, Socorro?
Correct.
All right. Anybody want to make a motion?
I motion that we support as the bill is presented.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right. Any discussion? Okay, we'll call the roll.
Director Hawkins? Director Moore?
Yes.
Vice President Jenkins?
Yes.
President Young?
Yes.
Director Hawkins?
Did you call Director Hawkins? I apologize, but yes, I vote yes in favor.
Motion passes 401.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Socorro.
And on the next slide, I just want to kind of show the reminder of the legislative principles. As we continue to develop our legislative program with our state lobbyists, staff will be taking the legislative principles to the next External Affairs Committee for review. Staff plans to work with our External Affairs Committee to set a board workshop in the next couple of weeks with California Strategies to join us here in person at the district to review the legislative principles, identify priorities that align with our new approved strategic plan, and for them to provide a legislative update this year. This review will allow staff to respond to legislative matters in a timely manner and for staff to provide the board directors with detailed information on legislative matters of importance to West Valley Water District. We hope we can continue to provide you with detailed reports such as the one you have on your dais, and we continue to be a part of the legislative conversation.
Okay, great. All right. Any questions on that?
I just had a comment. I was going through this before we started. Very impressive. Great job on you and your team to put everything together. Very well documented and easy for me to understand, including I really enjoy seeing that we have principles that we're going to follow as a group. And I appreciate what you've done.
Thank you.
All right. All right. If there's nothing else, thank you so much, Socorro. Appreciate it. All right. So that takes us now to members
Wait,
have,
with regard to the legislative principles, those, it's not for any action tonight. It's being taken to the committee, and the committee will discuss the principles, correct?
correct.
All right, okay.
And then she said after that, we would be looking to do a workshop with Cal Strategies for the whole board
Okay,
afterwards.
all right.
Yeah.
I think we're
Yeah.
tentatively looking at perhaps July 11th, if that works for the board. But
No,
no, okay.
no,
keep
I'm
looking.
unavailable.
Well, we'll have
Yeah,
to
I'm
poll
unavailable
board
July
members'
11th.
availability.
We'll pull them and
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what else?
After the committee, but you know, don't make too many plans yet. It has to go through the committee, and then we'll take that next step.
sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, so to board reports, does anyone need to report any meetings for attendance purposes for billing? Any outside meetings that you need to claim,
Okay, so.
not on the schedule?
Okay, outside meetings, so, well, we all went to Inland Solar, that was outside.
Okay,
Okay.
anything
that's
else?
For outside meetings, and I attended the, CSDA Special Districts Days, last month. And, we're with June, or not with June, but with San Bernardino, had a fantastic presentation in Sacramento, hosted by San Bernardino Valley Water District, and we're able, went with several members of the team here. Went to State Water Project and the Delta, and learned what a weir was that was built in 1916, I believe. It was impressive.
Kelvin, you have any outside meetings you need to report?
We had well graduation back on the 22nd. On the 28th, did the Pete Aguilar over at the Bunker Hill. And we did the State Water Project. And then there was also a Veterans Affair that I attended for Joe Baca that he hosted.
Yeah, I went to the CSDA Legislative Days. Went to the Solar Challenge with my kids and hung out. Don't have the calendar here. Those are the two major ones that I think weren't reported out at the last meeting that occurred since the last meeting.
All right. I know.
Oh, and then with Pete Aguilar in San Bernardino Municipal Valley Water District.
All right, I know we
That
all
as well.
have committee papers up here, so rock, paper, scissors, gentlemen.
All right, here I go then. Let's go with finance. Met on the 23rd. Staff provided an update on RFPs received for the Treasury Services and Auditing Services. The RFPs were reviewed, and a recommendation was brought to the following Finance Committee. And on June 4th, our Clifton Larson Allen LLP, who are current consultants, were selected as a Treasury Service for the next 3 fiscal years. It's continuation, and staff is working on a new agreement which will come to the board for authorization. Transfer of unclaimed funds. Currently, there are 92 uncashed third-party checks totaling approximately just over $9,000 in the district's liability account. Staff completed the required public noticing process and requested moving the items forward to the Board of Approval and to transfer those funds to the district's general fund after the statutory waiting period. And finally, budget discussions. The draft budget was reviewed and the staff is making updated based on the committee's recommendations. These will be highlighted on this coming Saturday's budget workshop, which I can't wait to meet on my anniversary.
Kelvin?
Yeah, for safety and technology, the committee discussed and approved moving future committee meetings to 5 p.m. instead of 6 p.m. We also discussed the development of the intranet. Staff is still developing the content and structure for that. Staff will be updating the public website for visitors so they can better identify and contact appropriate staff when needed. And a web page will be created with an org chart, department heads and contact information. And we also received updates on ongoing projects, including the iPay Smart and the NAVEX systems.
All right. So I have a long list from the Engineering Operations Committee. So we did discuss the status of the Romer project and all the construction activity that's going on, and that we're approximately 50% complete with the project and progressing quickly. Then we also discussed a agreement that's coming to the board for a service agreement with San Bernardino County for water supply to Glen Helen. We also talked about the water quality report, which will be presented and moved to the board. We also talked about that the EPA has reached out to us to assist MHART in using some of the district's unused water rights in the Rialto Colton Basin. And there's a lot more to that, but I'm not going to bore you all with the details. But let's just say there's going to be an agreement that we're looking to maybe help them out with for some of the cleanup. And then we also discussed some of the conditions, some of our old chlorine buildings. And so we are looking to include that in the capital budget for this upcoming year to replace some of that infrastructure. And then we also did get a briefing on the PFAS settlement. And so Tyco Fire Products has reached a $750 million settlement over PFAS contamination. And we are working with BBK on this, and we'll have more direction for the board in the future on it. So any other committee reports, or did we hit them all, I think? Okay. All right, so now just general board reports. Does any board members have any general comments?
I attended an amazing event for veterans last Saturday called Brave. And if anyone has the time to look things up, helping our veterans is important to myself personally. I have many members of my family are veterans. And I would like to see us definitely reach out in any direction we can on that.
Calvin? Yeah.
No, I attended that event as well, and I like next year to make sure that we're part of that event. That we support them in some way. And then also the Fontana Days was awesome as well. They had some really nice concert. And they got a couple concerts coming up for the next couple weeks over there at the different parks. But yeah, that's my report.
Channing, anything you want to report or mention?
No, I just want to say thank you to the staff for the great job they did at the Pete Aguilar event. It was well ran, well structured, and great job in continuing to do the advocacy and work in collaboration with our regional partner at San Bernardino Municipal Valley Water District, and just want to thank the staff for the job that they did.
Yeah, and I will certainly echo those comments. I thought it was a very well-run event. Socorro, you and Mary Jo did a great job, and Pete's staff was there, and I got there a little early, so y'all were kind of running around throwing up the podium, but I thought it was a very good event, and it's always a great occasion when they come bringing checks for you. If only we could have cashed them then, but it's the thought that counts. But I'm also very pleased that the congressman has, at least at this stage, put us up for a fairly sizable appropriation this next year's budget for our SCADA cybersecurity upgrades that we've been pushing for some time. So I did thank the congressman for his support, and he told me, he's like, you're the only ones getting 2 checks. So of all the agencies or nonprofits who he secured funding for, we were the only one who got 2 items. So you know, that's, I think, a testament to Socorro and to our lobbyists, Jamie and David, and just everyone here for all the hard work we've done putting together our plans that we take back each year. And it just, I think, really underscores the importance of our trip to DC, and just that we're not just there for the conference, but we go there to you know, burn some of our soles of our feet off, and going from one building to the next to have these very important meetings, and that it does really pay big dividends back for the district to secure some of this funding, particularly from the federal government. And I know it always makes Bill very happy whenever some additional revenues. But yeah, I thought it was a great event, and so hats off to the staff. I think it went very well, and I know John and I both mentioned the upcoming dedication of the Romer to the congressman, and so, you know, I'm hoping we can schedule it for a time that he can be there. So I definitely wanted to thank Congressman Aguilar for his leadership and for his support of our very critical projects. And then I just want to you know, point out kind of the obvious, probably for a lot of people, that today is the 80th anniversary of D-Day, and there's not too many of the veterans left, but certainly it's a time that we need to keep in mind, you know, that not that long ago, young men were dying on beaches to make sure that people in this world could be free and not live under tyranny. So definitely want to acknowledge that since it's today. And then I'll echo also the comments of early Father's Day to all the fathers out there. So with that, we'll go to General Manager's report.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a few things to report out on, starting with a couple updates on staffing and recruitments. First, in public outreach and government affairs, our Representative 2 position. We have a successful candidate, and she'll be starting June 11th. And she's coming to us from the Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development. So great credentials, really looking forward to that. Socorro especially, I think, and we'll finally be at full staff at that time. So looking forward to that. And second item, as you know, we have a current vacancy in purchasing. This is for inventory specialist, and we'll be posting for that position. Looks like early next week, probably on Monday, we'll start posting for that. Moving on to external meetings, I also attended the State Water Project Tour with board members and also Linda and Rocky. That was hosted by Valley last Wednesday through Friday evening, and hosted by Valley District in partnership with Metropolitan Water District. And really well done, as always, by Valley, and we really appreciated the invitations and everything they did for our staff and the others that attended. State Water, of course, is a critical resource for the district. It's a main source for Romer, and in the future, water for regional groundwater replenishment. So very important, and we need that replenishment to halt and hopefully reverse our depleting groundwater levels. We are planning to bring some of that information that we saw on the tour, some of that information back to the full board, you know, more briefly. And looks like at our next meeting, maybe one of those 10-minute videos or something like that, and a little presentation from Linda, perhaps. Want to talk a little bit about district training that we actually had in this room. We just tore it down a few hours ago. We completed some management and supervisory leadership training right here in the boardroom. Over the last 3 days, most of our managers and supervisors participated. Major topic areas included leadership, qualities of a good leader, how to be a better leader, how to be a better follower, actually. We studied teams and how to build and sustain effective teams. We covered topics on conflict, trust, communication, and decision-making. So already hearing a lot of great feedback from our team on that training. Many of us in that room had never had such training. So I think it was really great to get all of us together here as a group and learn together. Really wanted to thank Linda and Haiti for putting this all together, and thanks to Paula and Elvia for assisting throughout that conference. So,
Oh, that sounds awesome, John. Thank you for your leadership and allowing the kind of environment where other employees and your subordinates get an opportunity to lead. I don't mean to cut you off, but thank you for, creating that kind of space and trying to get our district to the next level, John. That's a big deal. It's a big deal.
yeah, appreciate that. Thank you so much for your comment. We'll keep them coming. Last item, I'll end with more great news on the federal appropriations front. We've already talked about Congressman Aguilar, the fiscal 24 and the upcoming 25 appropriations, and his visit just last Tuesday, which seems like a month ago already, but for that very gracious visit from the congressman, we really appreciate it. And we really appreciated Valley District joining us at this event. I think to the congressman and others, this partnership is really powerful. And we really appreciate Valley being our partner on the Bunker Hill project and other projects. And then just earlier today, got an email from Senator Butler's office. Oh, wow. She has included both two of our projects in the next appropriations list. So our the Bloomington Waterline project and also the water security and cybersecurity SCADA items. So $4 million and $3 million respectively. So again, just echoing President's and the board's comments, this speaks to our efforts in DC, board, staff, lobbyists, and to our continued success on the federal appropriations front.
And my longtime good friend, Senator Butler.
Wow.
Good friends in good places. It was the photo op. That's, that did it.
Well,
that locked it in.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic news, John. Yeah, just a real testament to everyone's efforts there, and yeah, that's it's going to be quite a couple good years of our lobbying there if all that goes through. So thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Maybe just the last item. Just looking ahead at the board calendar, July 4th would be our next scheduled board meeting. So perhaps the board would at some point like to consider alternatives for July 4th.
All right, pull out your phones, gang. Let's take a look here.
Yeah, should we? Yeah. I guess
So
should
we
probably
looking to
talk
maybe
about that.
move it to the 11th then? Is that what you're thinking?
It's
Can't do the
pleasure of the
11th.
board.
Oh,
Can't do the
Channing
11th.
Can't do the 11th.
Okay. Could we do it earlier in the week then, maybe? Oh, yeah. Can we get the July map?
I'm good earlier in the
Do you
week.
have July, Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe the second or third. Would either of those days maybe work better? We can maybe move the external affairs if we have to, but
How about, or can we do the 3rd? It looks,
are you available the 3rd?
there's the Bloomington Mac on my calendar, but we don't have to do that. But I'm not sure they might not even have it.
They may not, but I know we missed the last one.
I know.
Well, we can look at the 3rd. Would the 3rd work for you, Channing?
Yes. Oh, what time on the 3rd?
Well, it'd be our usual bat time on our bat channel here.
No. Let me check one thing.
And
Let me check one.
you don't have to decide.
Let
at
me
this
check
moment,
something real quick.
Channing, we don't have to decide right now. We can talk about it again.
Okay, well,
Well, no, hold on.
Another meeting to discuss.
well, but why don't we have Elvia follow up with
Reach
the
out
full
for-
board, including Angie, and see if we can figure out a time to reschedule during those first couple weeks.
No, we could do it the 3rd at 6. That should be fine. The 3rd at 6. Yes.
That's
Okay,
4
well,
of
let's
us.
just
Check with
confirm with Angie.
Director Garcia, and
Yes.
we'll have Elvia reach back out to all board members.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all for me. Thank you.
All right.
If I may,
Oh.
Board of Directors, I was going to go through the calendar for your upcoming meetings.
Sure.
Oh, for June?
Can you go back one? There we go. So this Saturday, we have our special budget workshop at 8:30 a.m., bright and early here at the board chambers. Next week, we have our HR committee meeting and external affairs. The following week, we have our ASBCSD meeting, followed by engineering ops planning committee meeting. We are closed on Juneteenth. The district facilities will be closed, and that would have been a policy committee meeting, so that was moved to the 27th. On the 22nd, we have Fontana Chamber installation, and we have attending Director Hawkins, Vice President Jenkins, Director Moore, and Director Garcia. And that is it for June. And as we just mentioned, we will follow up for moving that first meeting in July to the 3rd.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay. Legal.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. The California Attorney General, as you know, does issue some rulings from time to time. An Attorney General's opinion is not as binding as a court ruling or of a statute, but it does lend credence to interpretation of areas of the law that have not been subject to court hearings or court cases. I wanted to mention one recently issued in April that had to do with the Brown Act compliance for a State of the City address. We all attend State of the City addresses. This Attorney General's opinion dealt with the Ventura Chamber of Commerce that hosted the annual breakfast at which the mayor of Ventura gave the State of the City address. The question was, well, if a majority of the city council attend that chamber event where the State of the City is given, is that a meeting subject to the Brown Act? At the time that this was requested in terms of the opinion of the AG, the thought was, well, this is like a conference in that it's open to the public of general issues. But the Attorney General ruled, no, it's not open to the public. You have to pay a ticket to go to the chamber event and or pay for food at the chamber event. And it's not of a topic of general concern in that it has focused on the city and the state of the city. And so based on that, the AG gave direction that in the future, if there's a State of the City address or something of that nature that is put on by or through a Chamber of Commerce or some other non-public agency group, that there needs to be some chair seating available for the public to attend without having to pay if a quorum of the city council or special district will be in attendance. So it's something that everybody has attended over the years, not something that anybody necessarily had questions about. Brown Act compliance, we're not in violation here, but just wanted to mention that as something going forward. Unless it's a conference or unless it's a public meeting of another public agency, if there's a requirement for payment to attend or for food at that event, there still needs to be access to the public for free attendance. That's all I have, Mr. President.
What? Oh, Jeff, are you? Wait, hold on. It was a speech that was given that the other board members attended, not a policy debate, not a anything of that magnitude where there was an actual discussion as opposed to a one-way communication like a speech, and that's the ruling from the Attorney General, at least his opinion. The opinion.
Right.
Wow.
So
wow, it's very interesting.
Right. So at this event, they dealt only with city business, and
I mean, like a State of the City, but it's a one-way communication. It wasn't even like a panel discussion. That's kind of
Well, yeah. So even if it's a one-way conversation, if the topic is something within the jurisdiction of that body, then the Brown Act would apply. There is an exception for a general conference like League of California Cities or ACWA, where anybody can attend, and it's of topics of general import. So that's what they thought was the application of it, but it's different.
Well, just because, hey, I won't opine. I won't get in all the legal leads and
Yeah,
all
you
that
gotta
right
piss
now,
off
but I
the
have a
Attorney General,
Yeah.
slight urge. Uh,
If you like, I can certainly send you a copy of it.
yeah, email me a copy of that one.
All right. Then we can have a.
There's not enough to deal with crime and stuff.
There you go.
Never mind. Let me.
Thanks.
That's right.
Okay. No problem.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And so, yeah, just a reminder that on Saturday we have our budget workshop. It hopefully shouldn't take too long. Bill and the team have done a really good job. We just looked at it at the Finance Committee this week. I will bring my ruler, but hopefully I won't have too many things to bug them on after this week. So please, we'll see you all at 8:30. And
Forgive me, Mr. President. I'd like to let the staff know that I've taken your ruler, and you might be limited on how long. No, we'll.
It's okay. I have other rulers. In my work office, I have 3. So
I believe you.
all right. So we'll see everybody at 8:30, and thank you very much. We are adjourned.
John, I realized that's the line item.
Yeah. I mean,